when one speaks, tells a lie, it is awful. It creates something, it's not in your favor. It will never work in your favor. When I tell a lie, it will never work in my favor. It's always better to do things which will work in my favor. If I tell something which is not true, it will hurt somebody. Therefore, it is not in somebody's hitam. And it is also not pleasant. So, when you tell a lie, it is both a lie and ahitam, means not good, not useful. Ahitam and apriyam. It is always better to, in fact, the best that the vak can do is, speak the truth, speak what is useful, and speak pleasantly. Even if you tell the truth, say things which are useful, but don't say them unpleasantly. Because sometimes you tell the truth but unpleasantly is not appreciated. Even what is useful you tell people unpleasantly, it's not received. The pleasant is what is received. There is something nice about it. Many people endear themselves to others, even to their enemies, through their pleasantness. That is why vachane ka daridrata it is said. Why do you have to be so conjuice in being pleasant? Vachane ka daridrata. Why do you want to be so mean in your words? Be nice to people. Be pleasant. That solves many problems really. In fact, very few people really think about how truthful you are and how useful you are. In fact, many people think how pleasant you are. The important thing is to be pleasant. If you are not pleasant, people somehow or other, a wife leaves the husband, husband leaves the wife, children leave the parents. उनको तो बहाना चाहिए. That is why when the son gets married, it is better the parents are on their best behavior. Otherwise, they will get an excuse to leave. Yes. They pray to God every day. May the parents go off the rails in their behavior so that we can leave. Give them not any opportunity. For that be nice, pleasant to them. Many people, you see, pleasantness is important. Otherwise we are not so much philosophers. As human beings, we are not great philosophers. We look for pleasure rather than truth. The one who looks for the truth is a different person. The majority of the humanity looks for pleasure, pleasantness. The majority of human beings looks for some benefit. Some material benefit, some pleasure. So when you are pleasant, then they can still. Therefore, the sins that the vak can commit are to speak untruth, to speak things which are useless. Supposing you go on talking to somebody which are useless and bore the person, वो भी पाप है. I think वो सबसे बड़ा पाप है. What is the use of going on talking? For half an hour you are talking, you are still not able to make the point that you want to make. That is why to bore a person is also a sin. This is the fourth sin. मुझे तो बहुत important is in the society. In the society, this is very important, not to bore others. And whenever the other person is getting bored, please stop. Have the sixth sense to register the boredom. क्या करना है जी? Be truthful, be pleasant, talk things which are useful, talk things which make sense. And for this quality, the Vak, as a priest to gods, recites 9 mantras for its own well-being and 3 mantras for the well-being of all gods. Well-being of all gods for the security. This is what we have seen. The topic we are doing today, again I will just few minutes. In the previous verse, the topic was just to show Brahman is not merely a topic. Brahman is not imagined by Veda. Brahman is a reality that is there. And that reality is not only is not connected to the rituals. Even though we worship God in any form, it doesn't mean form is a part of His nature. Form is an appearance in God. Form is not a part of God. Like mirage, water, is not a part of sand. It is an appearance in sand. Does the mirage water make the sand wet? Does the mirage water make the sand wet? Does the mirage water drown the sand? No. Similarly, this universe cannot qualify its source because this universe is an appearance in God, like mirage is an appearance in sand. As long as it looks real, it's good enough. Like a dream. I live my dream life because dream looks real. As long as it looks real, I live its life. I interact with it. I have dream desires, dream pleasures, dream pains, dream fears, dream lion, dream tiger, dream life. We all have dream life because dream looks real. Unless it looks real, you can't live a life. The waking also looks real. Appearances look real. Therefore we live our life. Life goes on, samsara goes on. But just because it looks real, it doesn't mean it is a part of the source, because it is an appearance looking real. So in the previous verse, I want you to recollect, the topic was this: neither Brahman is an imagination done by Veda, it is a reality. Like our existence is not an imagination done by Veda, our existence is a reality. And our existence is the existence of the truth. Our existence and truth are not two parallel realities. And Brahman is neither kalpitam, is neither imagination, nor is it something that is connected to it's a part of the rituals. Nor is it a part of upasana. When we said this, Purva Pakshi said, no, anything that is not a part of a ritual, anything that is not a part of upasana cannot exist in Veda. And in answer to that, we took up that long discussion, beautiful discussion. Even Pratishiddha karma is not a ritual. It is silence. Avoiding. If you feel like committing violence and you avoid violence, then what is that silence? Avoiding an action results in quietude. I'm quiet. Avoiding an action is not another action. Avoiding an action is not an action, it's quiet. Quietude means my quiet existence. That is the definition of quietude. Quietude is not another object. My quiet existence is called quietude. My silent existence is called silence. My peaceful existence is called peace. Peace is not something parallel to our being. Silence is not parallel to our being. Tranquility is not parallel to our being. Freedom is not parallel to our being. There can't be freedom. When I stand free, that is called freedom. When I stand peaceful, that is called peace. When I stand silent, that is called silence. When I stand pure, that is called purity. When I stand, it is the state of my being. Peace is the state of our being. Silence is the state of our being. Quietude is the state of our being. It is not a thing parallel. Therefore, when you avoid a wrong action, what is there? Quietude. In the same manner, just as quietude is a topic in Karma Kanda, relative tranquility is also there as the topic of Karma Kanda when it says avoid wrong actions. Avoiding wrong actions gives you relative tranquility. Avoiding wrong action, just avoiding, gives you relative tranquility. Similarly, avoiding all self-notions gives absolute tranquility. One is avoiding wrong actions, the other is avoiding wrong notions. Notions are subtler than actions. To avoid an action, a wrong action, you need a resolve. To avoid a wrong action, you need a resolve. To avoid a wrong notion, you need right knowledge. We need right knowledge to avoid wrong notions. When I avoid wrong actions, I am relatively tranquil. When I avoid wrong notions, I am absolutely tranquil. Thus Veda, not only rituals are the topic of Veda, Veda helps you gain relative tranquility and ultimately the absolute peace. This was all done, Ji, in the previous verse. If you have forgotten, you can recollect it. And now what we are doing is this. In order to understand the truth, in order to, that Udgita is a upasana. This Udgita prayer, what happens is, it can prepare you to know the truth. What is Udgita? It is a prayer to the truth. And here the prayer is directed to the Mukhya Prana, because Mukhya Prana is all senses are available for temptation. And in order to avoid the temptation, I need the help of the truth. Therefore, I have to think of the truth to avoid the temptations. My God, Swamiji, even for small temptations, to avoid even small temptations, you require the help of the truth. Yes, because even small temptation, what tempts you is small, but the temptation that you feel is big. The pull is big. The pull is big. And human beings say for a few days we have to live. I have to live only for a few days and I have to die. Why should I die denying myself all these temptations? Why not I have a go at them, enjoy everything and then die? अगर मरना ही हो तो मर मर के क्यों मरना, जी जी के मरूं. समझ गया है ना? अगर मरना ही है मर मर के क्यों मरूं, खूब जी के मरूं, ऐसा लोग सोचते हैं. That is all right, ji. But then what you get through pleasures is nothing compared to avoiding wrong things. Veda doesn't say, avoid pleasures. Chacha, that's wrong. It says have pleasures, but avoid wrong pleasures. How can you avoid pleasure? Eating is a pleasure. Talking to somebody is a pleasure. Playing with your grandchildren is a pleasure. You can't tell your grandchildren, Swamiji ne kaha, be detached, therefore today I am not going to play with you. Then your grandchildren say, who is that Swami? From tomorrow onwards, don't go to Ramana again. Please don't misunderstand Veda. Veda never says avoid pleasure, it says avoid wrong things. Enjoy the pleasure that guarantees you peace now and later. Enjoy the pleasure that guarantees you health now and later. Do things which guarantee you peace now and later. Don't enjoy pleasures. Don't go for pleasures which give you a moment of thrill and lifelong pain. And you do something which is a moment of thrill and a lifelong pain. Such things you avoid. Thus, in order to fight the temptation, I must be a student of truth. And in order to understand the truth, I should tap His grace. Truth can bless me. My interest for the truth itself will bless me. It protects me. My dedication to the truth protects me from all unnecessary problems. That is called the prayer. Prayer is not an order. Prayer is meaning, God, I need your help to avoid the wrong. God, I need your help to do the right. God, I need your help to have to go through the pinpricks in life. God, I need your help. I need inner strength given by you to go through the pinpricks in life, the discomforts in life, the ups and downs in life. Thus you take support from the truth. In fact, the best support system, the inner support system is the truth. You can have the outer support system. You can have your cousins, that is all a part. Without any advice also people go for it. But even if you have tremendous external support, it's nothing. You can still feel helpless. Who can enter your mind and help you? When you are mentally depressed, no cousin can help you, no brother can help you. They will say we are all in the same boat. फिर क्या करेंगे? हमारा हालत भी कुछ ऐसे ही है. What will you do? Helplessness cannot be fought by external support system. External support system. आप है ना इस एक कोने में बैठिए, because so that the others can. This external supports cannot help you. You need to have. The internal support is simple. The internal support is very beautiful. The internal support is take the support of the truth. That is called Udgita. Let us read the Bhashyam. Te deva haivam vinishchitya vacham vagabhimaninim devatamuchu uktavantaha. Gods, in order to overcome the evil, because wherever there is good, there is also evil. Good is relative, evil is also relative. A relative thing cannot have non-dual existence. Non-dual existence is enjoyed only by the Absolute. Truth has non-dual existence. Truth has non-dual existence. There is no parallel to it. But when it comes to good means like, kindness is not truth, but it is a good thought. It is a good feeling. It is a good sentiment. It comes under the topic of the good. The good. Kindness is good. Compassion is good. Honesty is good. To tell truth is good. The good is different from the truth. The good are all good thoughts. All good thoughts are called the good. Goodness. And good is always relative because there is something contrary to it. Compassion has its opposite called cruelty. Similarly, honesty has its opposites, dishonesty, like this, opposites. Truth doesn't have something similar to it. Truth doesn't have something contrary to it. Truth alone is. So when we use the word truth, we mean the truth, our being. When we say good, our thinking. Good is thought. Bad is also thought. There can be a good thought. There can be a bad thought. Neither a good thought is absolute nor bad thought is absolute. But the being is absolute. So gods, always want to work against the evil. But the evil also works against good. Understand? The friction is always between the right and the wrong. Friction is always between the right and the wrong. Sometimes there are battles between the wrong and the wrong. But you don't have battles between the right and the right. The war can be there between the right and the wrong. And there can be war between the wrong and the wrong. All wars in the history are like this. One right-thinking person, another right-thinking person never fight. It has to be one right-thinking person or another wrong-thinking person, friction, bruiser. But anyway, gods want to vanquish the asuras. And they approach Vagdevata. Hey Vagdevata, please. This is very beautiful, Ji. They said, how do we vanquish them? Get strength from the truth. Gods decided to tap the grace of truth. And how do you tap the grace of the truth? Prayer to the truth. And that prayer's name is called Udgita. And that prayer is this, what you always recite in all your prayers. What is that? Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. These three is mantra. This is Pavamana. So then Vagdevata said, okay, I'll pray. Te devaha haivam vinishchitya. Now I go on giving you the meaning, just whatever we have seen is given there, go on hearing. These gods, having decided to approach Vagdevata to preside as their priest, vinishchitya, vacham vagabhimaninim. Here Vak we mean not the faculty of speech, but the presiding deity is called Vagdevata. Vagdevatam abhimaninim devatam uchuhu uktavantaha tvamnaha smabhyam udgaya. Please sing for us. Be a priest for us. Sing Veda. Sing Udgita. Tvamnaha smabhyam udgaya audgatram karma kurushva. May you do the job of a ritvik, a priest. Because this Havan, Yajna, is something which is meant to invoke God's grace. And for that you require a priest. And Vagdevata, all gods approached Vagdevata to do the job of a Udgata, the Samaveda reciter. What is the name of the Rigveda reciter? Hota. What is the priest? What is the name of the priest of Yajurveda? Advaryu. Just a name you can remember. Having remembered, you can forget it. No problem. Advaryu. What is the name of the priest of Samaveda? Udgata. एक बार याद कर लिया संस्कार बन जाता है. अस्माभ्यम उद्गाया उद्गात्रम कर्म गुरुष्वा वाग्देवता निर्वर्त्यम औद्गात्रम कर्म दृष्टवन्तः. Up to that, they saw, they looked at Vagdevata as competent to play the role of a Udgata. They saw him as competent to play the role of a Udgata. Drishtavantaha tameva cha deva tameva cha devatam Japa mantra abhideyam. Japa mantra abhideyam. This is called japa mantra. Japa mantra means a mantra for constant repetition. Is called japa mantra. Every prayer is a japa mantra. There are only two vakyas. One is a japa mantra, the other is a mantra to be understood. Atma is Brahma. Is it japa mantra? Ayam sarpaha, yam rajju. Ye sarpa nahi hai, ye rajju hai. Is japa mantra? This is not for repetition, this is meant for understanding. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. What is it? Japa mantra. Swamiji, why should I be repeating? I say, japa means to repeat. Even though it's only when you repeatedly pray, it brings grace to you. Not only bringing grace, when you constantly repeat the name of the truth, the japa mantra, it creates in your mind a sanskara that somehow or other stops the mind from running here and there. It creates tranquility. Constantly taking the name of truth gives you tranquility. It's not easy. It is not merely repeating the name of truth. I'll define it differently. It is constantly remembering the truth through its name. Like you remember your son constantly through his name. How do you remember him without? अभी तक जोगिंदर नहीं है, जोगिंदर नहीं है, जोगिंदर नहीं है. 80-year-old Mataji thinking about her 60-year-old son who has gone to Karol Bagh for opening a dukan. Until he comes in the night, जोगिंदर नहीं है. पंजाबी माता जोगिंदर कहाँ गए? जोगिंदर नहीं है, जोगिंदर नहीं है, जोगिंदर 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 जोगिंदर. What is it? Japa mantra ji, japa mantra. Now, are you repeating the name Joginder or remembering him constantly? Understand. Prayer is nothing but remembering God constantly. Of course, within avidya remembering, that's a different matter. One doesn't have to bring in Vedanta here. One constant. In fact, remembering God, if you can understand this, remembering truth means craving for freedom from all these struggles. It is a niyama vidhi. Remembering God is nothing but craving for freedom from the known struggles. Remembering the unknown is meant for freedom from the known struggles, known tortures, known unhappiness, known unpleasantness around, known problems. Why not? What is wrong in that? Therefore, remembering the truth also means you are cherishing freedom from the known. When you cherish freedom, when you cherish the truth, you are also cherishing freedom from the untruth. When you cherish the spiritual, you are also cherishing the freedom from the temporal, from the mundane, from the problematic, from the unhappiness. Cherishing freedom from the world does not mean cherishing freedom from life. That's not. Cherishing freedom from unhappiness, struggle, fear, insecurity, etc. And this karma, this particular mantra is called japa mantra. And it is not easy to just only say Om Asatoma Sadgamaya. And every Diwali day ek baar कहते हैं Asatoma Sadgamaya. बस हो गया. For the next 1 year, no. Will it have any effect? It's like one on a New Year day. Better still, on the New Year Eve day, you go to Connaught Place. एक दिन के लिए थोड़ा घूम के आ गए. हो गया? Exercise for the whole year. In fact, mantra japa constantly repeated builds up, like daily walk builds up health, daily prayer builds up grace. It builds up grace, you don't know it. Man out of his lethargy, he doesn't undertake beautiful things in life. He doesn't undertake. He doesn't do what really blesses him, he doesn't do. He falls for the immediate pleasure, not the long-term well-being. The long-term well-being, according to him, is too boring. The instant, immediate pleasure is thrilling. But God's rule is such, what can we do about it? But sometimes you have to renounce the limited pleasure to get long-term well-being. You have to leave the razai and go out in the morning and take a walk for the long-term well-being. If you want to just enjoy that coziness inside razai till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, yeah, you will enjoy it, but you will miss the exercise, the long-term well-being, understand? If I have to get the long-term well-being, the law is such, I have to renounce certain, not all, certain short-term dispensable pleasures. Dispensable pleasures. Yes. Sometimes these short-term dispensable pleasures come in the way of indispensable long-term well-being. Yes. Short-term. Therefore, I have to make an effort to constantly. The constancy of prayer builds up your grace, prepares you for that one. Therefore, here, Tameva cha devatam japa mantra abhideyam. Japa mantra. Remember this word, japa mantra. Om Namah Shivaya is what? Japa mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Japa mantra. Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. What is it? Japa mantra. It is kirtana. You know, there is a difference between kirtanam and mantra. वो भी आपको आज बताएंगे. Again. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It is only kirtan, but bring in a verb, it becomes a mantra. Hare Rama, silently say, Rakshamam, 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 Rakshamam. मुझे हमें रक्षा करो, हमें रक्षा करो. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rakshamam, Rakshamam, Rakshamam. That Rakshamam, Pahimam, Rakshamam, Pahimam, please help me, help me. The moment you bring in that verb, please help me, it becomes what? Mantra, because in mantra, you must have sankalpa. You must ask for something. You must ask for what you need. Without that sankalpa, it's not a mantra. Therefore, every kirtana can become a mantra with a silent verb. बहुत बड़ी बात है ये. You know, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hari means the one who destroys sins. Hey Hare, Hey Hare, Hey Hari, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. When we say it can be a mantra. Why? There can be a silent verb. What is that silent verb? Hari means the destroyer of sins. And then you call him Hey Hare, Hey Hare. Means what? You are the destroyer of sins. Please destroy my sins. That becomes the silent sankalpa. But as Swamiji used to say, Puja Swamiji, Chai wala. You know, in a train, railway station, Chai wala. He says, that is how he sells the chai. Chai wala. And then what do you want? Oh, chai wala. Then what does the chai wala do? You don't have to say, chai wala, aake hame chai de do. Kuch nahi bolne ka. Simply say, oh chai wala. Bas wo aa gaya, chai de diya, chale gaya. Paisa le. Hey Hare. Like chai wala, what does Hari do? Comes and destroys your sins and goes. Yes. You don't have to say, hey Hare, please come and destroy. That's there in mantra. It is all implied. Ji. Everything you don't have to say. There are a lot of things understood. And what is this japa mantra? This is a japa mantra. Asato ma sadgamaya. Supposing you say asato ma sadgamaya, asato ma sadgamaya, asato ma sadgamaya, asato ma sadgamaya. It becomes a japa mantra. Iti atra cha upasanayaha karmanascha. And from here onwards, great analysis is beginning. From here onwards, you can just concentrate a little more. Without getting tensed up. Concentration is different from getting tensed up. There is nothing to be tensed up here. It's all yourself. It's all just looking at yourself. यहाँ पर कुछ आए नहीं. Tension के लिए कोई see, even for tension there should be some scope. But in Shastra there is no scope for tension. If the space has to travel and reach space, is there any tension? No, it doesn't have to travel. Or supposing you have to travel to reach space, how much tension? सुबेरे उठना पड़ता है, शाम तक पहुंच जाएंगे. Supposing you have to reach Gangotri, सुबेरे उठ के शाम तक पहुंचने के लिए जल्दी जल्दी उठना पड़ता है, and then there are a lot of tensions. But to reach space, कितने बजे उठना पड़ता है जी? I say you are already in space, where is the need for tension? You only recognize, I don't have to travel to reach space. Where is the tension? Wave can't have any tension to reach water. A bubble can't have any tension to reach water. We also need not have any tension to reach the truth. From here onwards, there थोड़ा सा अच्छी विचार है. अत्र च उपासनायाः कर्मणश्च कर्तृत्वेन वागादयः विवक्ष्यन्ते. All actions and upasanas are not done by the truth. They are all done by the faculties. If there are no faculties manifest, there are neither karmas nor upasanas. Therefore, in order to perform any action, physical worship or mental worship, I need the body, I need the senses, I need the mind, I need the faculties. What about truth? Truth never does. Truth is akarta. Neither it does any action, nor Neither it is an actor nor it is a thinker. Are you able to follow? We can't define truth as the entertainer of the thought. It may look to entertain the thought, but entertaining the thought is not a part of its nature. To look an entertainer of the thought is its appearance, not its nature. Like a mirage is an appearance in the sand, not its nature. To look an entertainer of thought is its appearance. Similarly, to look mobile is an appearance. Supposing you are moving from here to there, you have the sense, I am walking. The sense of walking on your part is an appearance of you. It is true that the body is moving from this place to that place, but as a conscious being you are not moving. So if a person entertains the thought, I, the conscious being, I as the conscious being, I am moving from this place to that place, then it is an appearance, it's a notion. It's a perception, not actuality. It is a questionable and ultimately correctable perception, not actuality. And therefore, please hear the Bhashyakara says, don't mistake Atma as the doer of karma, Atma as the doer of any upasana. Nor Atma is the Vishaya. Karma, upasana, these are all felt within the realm of avidya. Bas. Within the realm of self-ignorance. Actions are dreamt. Movements are dreamt. Emotions are dreamt. Attitudes are dreamt. The realm of actions is dreamt. The realm of perceptions is dreamt. The realm of emotions and thoughts is dreamt in the truth. But the realm of being aware is not dreamt. Awareness is not dreamt. Because to dream also it presupposes awareness. Dream presupposes awareness. Awareness is not dreamt. Therefore, atra ja upasanayaha karmanasya kartritvena vagadaya eva vivakshante kasmat. Up to that, is it clear, that sentence? See, I have to teach all this, Sanskrit laden Vedanta to all of you. It's not easy, all great scholars, then it would be so easy for me to walk. I have to just give the explanation. What you can collect, what you can grasp, I have to tell it in English, and that is, truth is not the doer of action or thinker of a thought. And even if one looks like the doer and one looks like the thinker of a thought, it is an appearance, not one's actuality. It is one's appearance, not one's actuality. Like when you dream, that is your appearance, not your actuality. Thus, already Bhashyakara, right in the beginning of Brihadaranyaka Bhashya, he has already started making the viveka between actuality and appearance. My actuality and my appearance. Our actuality and our appearance. That's all we have to discern, Ji. what is my appearance and what is my actuality. Within the appearance, people get into further appearance. Eva vakshante kasmat, yasmat, because. Next sentence. Sentence by sentence we have to move. It's a yasmat paramarthataha, in fact, tat kartrukaha tad vishayaha evacha sarvo jnana karma samvyavaharayah. No. Atra cha upasanayaha karmanasya kartrutvena vagadehe vivakshante kasmat yasmat paramarthataha tat kartrukaha tad vishayevacha sarvo jnana karma samvyavaharah. Up to that. In fact, all karma and upasana, karma vyavahara and upasana vyavahara, action and thought. Karma means action. Upasana means thought. The realm of actions and thoughts are they all necessitate, they all need faculties. Actions and upasanas are all entertained or done by upasanas, jiva. Without being identified with the body, I cannot move. Movement is not possible on your part. I have to identify with the body to be moving. I have to identify with all the faculties as an individual, as a human individual. I have to equate my existence with the form. I have to find myself equated with the existence of all the cells of the body, the faculties, the brain, etc. Then alone I can entertain a thought. Thought doesn't rise in the truth independent of ignorance, independent of upadhi. Very great topic, Ji. Even though the source of thought is the truth, even though the source of the thought is truth, even though the source of the thought is the truth, and the truth is always there, thought cannot rise without embodiment. Like even though the truth of the source of the wave is water, without the pressure there is no wave. There is no pressure, supposing there is no pressure beneath. If there were no pressure beneath, there will be no wave, yes. Similarly, even though the source of thought is the truth, Atma, but that thought cannot arise without the pressure of self-ignorance or embodiment. Therefore, here what Bhashikara is saying, hey, don't associate thought to the truth. Don't think, truth is qualified by thought and action. Truth is free from action and thought. All struggles are a part of action and thought. Think of one problem that's not a part of action and thought. Even when you say, I am an individual, it is a thought. Understand? I am a man is a thought. It is not the being. And that is why in sleep we transcend that thought. When you fall asleep, you transcend your gender. This thought that I am the form, this thought that I am a man and woman, this thought that I am young and old and rich and poor, all thoughts I transcend. Only thoughts can be transcended, truth can't be transcended. You transcend the thought to the truth, not that we can transcend that truth. Did you hear that? We can transcend the thought to the truth, not that we can transcend the truth. And that we can transcend this individuality shows that this whole individuality is a thought. Therefore, what you say, Your entire autobiography is an autobiography of a thought. Adi, मैंने वो so and so साल में जन्म लिया. What is it? Thought. These are all thoughts. And the moment you see the contrast, between thought and yourself, you are liberated from the thought. When you are liberated from the thought, you are liberated from all that is associated with the struggle that is associated with the thought. Therefore, here Bhagavan says, don't define truth as something that is qualified by action and thought. Can you make a complaint? Can you complain against a person independent of his actions and thoughts? It's very interesting. Can you just, without referring to your life partner's actions and thoughts, can you bash up your life partner? Can you take that person to task? Can you take your partner to task without referring to his actions and thoughts? He will get utterly confused. हमें डांट क्यों रहे हैं? कुछ बताते नहीं हमारा गलती क्या है? No reference to actions, no reference to thoughts. ये कैसा हुआ? All you can only blame actions and thoughts. You can't blame the truth. Truth is pure. Truth is not blamable. It's not available to be blamed. Truth is not available to be commended also. Truth is not available to be commended also, because it is the thoughts that we blame. Good thoughts we commend, bad thoughts we blame. Good deeds we commend, bad deeds we blame. The blaming and commending is all in the realm of thoughts and action. What about the truth? Truth is. And there is nothing other than it. Who is going to commend it? When you are fast asleep, who is there to commend your peaceful state? Your grandmother is singing lullaby for you. You are enjoying, and your grandmother is also telling nice things about you. Are such a beautiful child. You are such a wonderful child, etc. And you are really enjoying both lullaby and the stuti. You are enjoying the stuti, prashansa. And then you fall asleep. What happens? You transcend both lullaby and stuti. Please see. And in that sleep, is there lullaby? Is it not self-evident that we all transcend all actions and thoughts? Why should we look upon sleep as some kind of a insignificant ghatana event? Is sleep insignificant? All right, supposing we define sleep as a restful state, I have no objection. But why is it restful? That makes it profound. Why does sleep make me restful? Why does sleep give me rest, relaxation? Now, that it is restful is wonderful. That's evidently, that's obvious. Sleep is a restful state is obvious. Sleep is also a peaceful state is obvious. But now my question is, I am opening a Pandora's box now. Why is it so peaceful? What is it that makes it peaceful? And therefore, there we need to understand, there I transcend thought and I stand myself. When I transcend thought, I stand myself. When I stand myself, there is nothing to disturb me. My thought can disturb me. When I transcend thought, there is nothing to disturb me. Then I glory in my own nature of being peaceful. I have no limitation there, because even the sense of limitation is a thought. And if I transcend thought, I have transcended thought in its entirety. The realm of thoughts. When I transcend thought, I transcend every kind of problem, including the sense of limitation, sense of non-eternity, sense of insecurity, sense of impurity, sense of this, and every sense is a thought. And when I transcend thought, I am transcended thought in its entirety. I am peaceful. So what is the explanation? The explanation for the peace in sleep is that we all transcend thought and stay ourselves. Truth transcends thought and stands itself, and therefore it is absolute peace. Therefore one is obvious, the other needs to understand, the other needs to be understood. That sleep is a restful state is obvious. That sleep is a peaceful state is obvious. But why is it peaceful? It's to be understood. That is because we transcend the thought and still remain. We cannot testify to it being the peaceful state unless we are there. Peace is an experience. Restfulness is an experience. Therefore, sleep is an experience. It's a peaceful experience. Like when you are disturbed, it is a disturbed experience. It's an experience of disturbance. And supposing the disturbance subsides, you become quiet. It's an experience of quietude. Please understand this one point, if you can all think about. If relative tranquility is a matter of experience, then absolute tranquility also is a matter of experience. Absolute tranquility is also a matter of experience. Thus here Bhashikara says, karma upasana is in the realm of faculties. And what are the faculties? The senses, the mind, the intellect, etc., the work, etc. Karma upasana is not the topic of the truth. Oh, 25 ho gaya. Hey Rama. That is why you are all looking here and there. I was wondering why अभी तक तो सब लोग सुनते थे, अभी इधर उधर देख रहे हैं. But we will continue it. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.